Okay guys, welcome to the Ultimate Fury Warrior PvP guide. My favorite spec in the game, I just love it so much, super fun. We are currently top 45, we were top 39 before 2 days, because that's when I completed it. How did I complete it this fast? Because 2 months ago, I was already 2350 and I was around 20 warriors. So that's why it was this quick. But you know, in the end, it's my main kind of, so super easy. And I'll be posting some, maybe some PGs, maybe some shuffles, maybe some fun videos for you guys to see. So let's move on to you know, important stuff. Actually, before that, let's say what is Zero to Elite if you don't know. Just check it out in description. I'm doing every single DPS spec in the game to the Elite. So now let's move on to the basics, and that is what race is best for the warrior. I mean, unfortunately, we all know the answer, but you know, some of you guys don't want to hear it, right? I don't want to hear it. But the best, if you want to be sweaty and min-max, is Gnome, you know, right? And probably after that is like Tractor is pretty solid, Night Elf is pretty solid, but you're not going to play Alliance, right? You're playing a Fury Warrior, you're going to be Horde, which means you're going to play Orc, because you want to be a Giga Chad, right? You're not going to be a Gnome. I mean, guys, if you play Gnome, just look at your score and deduct 200 points. If you're going to play Orc, just add 200 points, okay? So it's style points, it matters, it increases your rating as well. So you're going to play Orc. Okay, Maghar Orc could, you know, work too. High Mountain Tarren is okay too. So out of those three, you're going to play something. You're not going to play Gnome, that's for sure. Now, let's move on to gear. What's the best gear? Let's go into combat. See what we have here. I have a lot of mastery. My haste is not that high. I tried both builds. Which one is better? It's very situational, it's very person dependent as well. I like both. Both are good. Both are good in specific situations. So I'll say which one is better when. So Mastery 1 will do bigger numbers but less DPS if you're doing it right. It will be better against like a mage when you can't reach a target, you can't stick on them, okay? So then Mastery will be better. I actually like Haste a little bit more because it's so nice, it's so good. But I just, you know, changed up things just to try it. So when is Haste better? Haste is better if you have APM, you know, over 9,000. You will have like 0.8 GCD. You will be destroying your keyboard. You will be pumping so much damage. Yeah, it will be a little bit less damage. Like you'll be doing like 20-25% less damage, but you will be pressing a lot more abilities. You'll be pressing like 50% more abilities if you're running Haste, okay? So imagine, guys, you have 0.8 GCD. So which means, I don't know, you click 80 abilities per minute compared to some classes which press like 40 abilities per minute. You see where I'm going? So you will be pumping hard. You're playing the fastest spec in the game. And, you know, this is very dependent on you. Can you manage it? Can you, because every millisecond you miss on damage. So you need to be precise, you need to be quick, you need to have sharp, you know, reactions. And this is the hardest part about Fury, okay? To be very quick with your fingers, with your decisions, what ability you're going to press, because you are getting resets all the time, right? And people think Fury is super easy, but if you're running a full haste build, it's not that easy, okay? But it will do more damage. So hopefully explain it to you well. You know, I'll go through my gear piece by piece now if you want to copy paste something. But then again, I'm running mastery and haste is fine too. Like for example, you're playing against DK, haste will be better because he's not gonna kite you, you're just gonna pump on him, right? But then you're playing against Evoker, you know, he's gonna kite you. So it's not the best to have full haste. because you can't use it well. So in the end, you can pick whatever you want. It won't be wrong. Whatever you pick, it just needs to fit your playstyle. That's it. So embellishments, you know, classic, elemental focus. You can see the enchantments here, just the usual ones. Speed here. Have Leeching Fangs here, but you know, it's kind of useless anyway. You can run speed, you can run Leeching Fangs. It doesn't really matter, guys. It's useless. Now this is important. I run here Haste on weapons. But if you're running Mastery build, if you're running Haste build, you can run Mastery here. Or you can run Radiant Power, which I don't ever run because I just don't like it, and that's it. You know, I know sometimes run it, I don't run it, and that's it. Also, you can run Versatility, you know, but it's all dependent. It's all good, except Radiant Power, in my opinion. So, in this case, I think Haste is best. If you're running full Haste, I think Mastery is best, but Versatility can work too, okay? So that's gear, guys. Oh yeah, sorry. I'm running 2 set. Most of you guys are running now 4 set. Why? I don't know. It makes no sense to me. I mean, this is pretty shit damage. Raging Blow. Like, that's not gonna be your type damage anyway. And Reap the Storm is not that amazing either. So there might be some bug or abuse that I don't know of. Okay. So is 4 set good? I don't know. It could be if there's something going on, if it's bugged or, you know, doing more damage than it should. But looking at this, it kind of looks ass. Okay. So I'm running 2 set. Most of you guys are on a 4 set. You can pick whatever you want. I just like this because I can pick and choose my stats. Now let's move on to talents. Okay, so before we discuss talents in depth, I'll say which one of these is better, like hero talents. Slayer is better usually, 85% of the times, because it's stronger single target, it does more pressure that way, and it's better against casters. Casters is current meta. If we're in melee meta, you know, melee cleaves, Mountain Thane will do more damage for sure, and as well in the battlegrounds. So if we're fighting against, you know, double warrior, you know, monk warrior, whatever, this will do way more damage than the Slayer, 100%, if you know your rotation well. So let's move on to talents now. Let's do Slayer now. So left tree I change for guys with the short attention span. Left tree and change around. Mid tree I never change. Right tree I 99% of times never change. PvP talents I change. So let's go node by node. What do I change? Let's reset the left tree. I'll tell you guys now what's essential, what's not essential, you know, what's optional, what's bad. So these abilities, they all kind of suck. Intervene is pretty good, but mostly you're the focus, so it's not that good when you're the focus. It's good when your teammate is focused, and this is better in 3v3 than shuffle. So, but we'll pick this regardless. We have to pick something. So Stormbolt is amazing. You want to pick that. This is pretty damn good. So you pick this. You need to pick one of these. They're both garbage, so we pick this. This is pretty good. Fear is a must, of course. Heroic Leap, mobility is a must on Fury Warrior because you don't have any. So Spell Reflect, super good. Shockwave pick because of this. Okay, this is essential, super good. This is pretty good, but so everything now here is optional. You can pick whatever you want. Even this. This is good only because of this. If I was not running this, you don't even need to pick it. Okay, I only do this for removing roots. It's pretty bad. I mean, 3 minutes for it's not even defensive. It's just utility for removing roots, if you ask me. Now, I like this because it removes 1 second off kick. So I usually pick this almost always. And we can go one by one. 5% movement speed is not bad, but you know, we have better options here now. Leech, it's pretty damn bad, I think. I mean, I looked at the stats and it almost heals nothing. It's nerfed in PvP, so it's pretty bad. This is useless on Slayer. Never pick this. This, you know, it's okay. You know, it's very optional. I never run this. I used to run this before, but you know, you're not gonna even feel it. You pick it, you don't pick it, doesn't matter. Same for this. This is only useful in like lobbies where you won't die below 35%. Now that could be like Beastmaster Hunter because they do consistent damage. Every other class this is useless against, in my opinion. This I don't like. I never pick it. This, you know, 2 points for 10% damage in Bloodthirst is okay, but not great. You don't need to pick it. So let's say we pick it just for extra damage. This is good, like Assassination Rogue, Unholy Decay, right? Stuff like that. Priest. This is not bad, actually. I like to pick this sometimes, and let's pick it. I like it, but it's super optional as well. This is useful against like BM Hunter, Unholy Decay. Other than that, you know, not really. This is good when you can't catch a target, like Hunter, let's say. This is good against like a Warriorish Priest. Very, I mean, good abilities. Okay, so one of these you could pick easily. Let's say we pick this. This is terrible, useless. This is actually okay, but it's like 1 second off cooldown, same as this one, right? So, you know, you can pick this too, a little bit of extra damage if you take a kick, you know, but you don't need to pick it. This is essential. This is super good. You need this. This is useless. This is okay. It's like 0.5% of your damage, you know. So you can pick it, you don't need to pick it. Depends on the, you know, what you need. This is good against like Mistweaver Monk, you know, barrier from the Oracle Priest and stuff like that. This, you know, bubble and stuff like that. So these are good too. Let's say we need this. Okay. Now that's it from the optionals. Now we need to pick stuff we need. So these two are a must. Now the question is, what are we going to run here? I like to run, honestly, both. And this is, of course, essential. Some people don't run both. Like, now depends which one of these you want. So this one, it's kind of weak, but this one is better. But this one will be worse if you can't hit the spear. So then this one will be better. Okay. So let's say you can't pick a spear, then you pick this. But to have a spear, this is good because 2 extra seconds is big. So let's say you wanna, you know, remove one point here and take it this. This is not greatest. So if you're going spear, I would do it like this. If you're not going spear, you can remove both points. You can, you know, do this, or you can do this. You know, all of it is fine. Whatever you prefer. I usually run it like this, but you know, if you go like this, no big deal. Same, very minimal, guys. Okay, so let's apply changes. Mid tree, I never change ever. I know some guys used to run this, but I think it's pretty bad, so I don't run it. You could change this for this if you're running full haste build, but since I'm not running full haste, I'm running this, right? Blotter talents are super weak, kind of, you know, I'm not running them. This could be okay if you want to swap like this for this, but this is a bit extra defensiveness, and Fury is kind of weak in that department. So this is not that great because you have always something to press. Okay, so that is the right tree, guys, pretty much. Now, PvP talents. This you always pick, but these two are kind of optional. This one is the best optional, but you can remove it in some situations. And now we have the second optional, which is either disarm against melees, or you can pick Like this is fine against like, as I said, Mistweaver Monk, you know. This is, I never use this, but it's okay. This is okay too against like a Frost Mage. That wish is okay, but I wouldn't, I never used it. So, you know, do what you want with this. It's not a bad talent, but you need to know how to use it. These two I never use, or actually these three I never use. And this is okay too, but you need to run it with this. So my usual setup is this. It can go even like this, if I'm playing like Mistweaver and Warrior, right? So you have, these two are optional, but these are the best two. Now, since the Slayer talents are done, let's move on to Mountain Thane talents. Okay guys, Mountain Thane. This is the build for Mountain Thane. We put 2 points here and 2 points here. So we need to remove 4 points from, you know, whatever's optional. So I removed 2 points from here. You can remove 1 point from here, but then you need to put 2 points here. You can remove your shockwave point. You can even remove this if you want, you know, but then you need 2 points here. You can just play around with it. It's not that, but you know, getting these 4 is pretty good to increase the damage of your thunderclap. Now on the right 3, it's way more simple. You just remove these 2 because you don't care about execute anymore. Just take this because this is a cleave build. So now let's move on to how to do damage. Okay guys, Slayer damage rotation. Since our class doesn't really have one-shot burst, you know, opener, you just go in, you know, you enrage, you start pumping pretty much, you know? You just pump. 2 million DPS, just like that, right? Pump, pump, pump. Now, this is not with super high haste, right? But this is pretty damn fast, right? So if you had even higher haste, the DPS will be even bigger, but the damage rotation will be even faster. Like things are going pretty quick here, right? We're doing like 3.6 million DPS and on a single target, and our haste is we have 1 GCD. With haste build we will have 0.8, so even 20% faster than this. That will be our damage rotation. I'm gonna put it here like priority. And now let's move on to Mountain Thane damage rotation. Okay guys, Mountain Thane damage rotation is good. You know, it's gonna be more complex than Slayer one since there's a extra button. But I'll do it first and you know we'll talk about it. So what we want to do first is enrage, of course. We're going to charge in with the spear. Okay. Avatar. Boom. You're enraged. Start pumping. Thunderclap whenever we have. Okay. We're doing 7 million DPS, guys. Right? Insane damage. So, what's our priority here? First one is to enrage yourself, right? The second is to press Empowered Thunderclap whenever you can, right? Because especially, even though if it's not empowered, you want to click it because of Whirlwind. But if it's empowered, especially then. Then we have Rampage, right? Then we have Empowered Bloodthirst. Sorry, before Rampage, there's Bladestorm. So Bladestorm, Rampage, Empowered Bloodthirst. Then we have Execute. Then we have Raging Blow, and then we have normal Bloodthirst. And that's it, guys. It's a bit, actually, it's pretty complex, I'm not gonna lie. And but that's how you do damage, and you do a lot of damage. So, okay, guys. Now defensive, CC, utility, you know, mobility, whatever. How do you use our defensives? Spell Reflect, you know, use reflect spells, Chaos Bolt, Cyclone, Sheep, whatever's, you know, focusing you. Or if you don't have something like that, like you're playing against Evoker, he's just pumping damage, you're just gonna click this for some magic reduction damage magic reduction, 20% on low cooldown is pretty good. We have defensive stance, which you want to sit in if you're getting tunneled, right? If not, if you're not the focus, just stay berserker. So you need to learn how to dance with the stance, you know? When you're getting low, you're defensive. When you're not getting low, if you're getting tunneled, you're defensive. You know, you're not getting tunneled anymore, you're offensive stance, and you just change it all the time, all around. Enraged regeneration is also bad defensive. I usually click it in stuns, like rogue stun, you know, when you might die in a stun. Other than that, you can, if you're getting low, you could, if you're not stunned, you could press that and then Blade Storm, because Blade Storm with Unhinged does multiple blood thirsts, which means it will heal you up a lot. Okay, so that's like a gimmick you can do. Other than that, we have just Rallying Cry, which is 20% max HP, not much. It's kind of bad, but I use it mostly for removing roots, to be honest. Okay, now mobility. We have only 2 charges and heroic leap. So if we're playing against mage, we are in a problem. If we charge him and he blinks, and we need to charge him again, and then he goes back, right? Then we leap, and he blinks again, right? We're out of defensives, and what he's gonna do is just root us after that. Or, you know, Dragon Breath sheep us, something stupid, right? And then you can't do anything. So you need to be very smart with how you use your charge and leap. If you can walk to someone, you don't need to charge. If you can walk to someone, you don't need to leap. You know, you will need to learn this skill of when to charge, when to leap. And that will come with experience. Like we can, you know. Other than that, we have intervene as well, which, you know, if you're playing with double melee, you can intervene your teammate to save 1 charge. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Other than that, guys, I mean, we have disarm, you obviously disarm the melees. Fear removal, sap removal, pretty good. We have hamstring, which is good, like apply on warlocks, you know, hunters, so they don't escape you. Or if you can't reach them, we have a better version of hamstring, which is ranged. So this is good ability too. And another defensive bitter immunity, which is just useful against like Unholy Decay, Assassination Rogue, and stuff like that. And that's it of our defensives and utility. We have 2 CCs, 2 stuns, and 1 fear. How I use them is, let's say fear. Fear can be offensive and defensive. Offensive meaning you can like leap the healer, fear him, and then charge your kill target and kill him. And offensive is like they're opening hard on you, like Unholy Decay, Windwalker Monk, let's say. Then you just defensively fear, right? Fear the pets because they can't, you know, remove fear from the pets. So, other than that, we have Shockwave, which I use primarily for interrupting or to stun pets. And we have Stormbolt, which I mostly use on kill target or healer, depending on what you play with. Let's say you're playing with Red Paladin. He stuns the healer, you stun the kill target. You stun the healer, he stuns the kill target, vice versa. Okay? That's pretty much it for utility, mobility, and stuff like that. So, okay guys, now, how is Fear Warrior in the other brackets than Shuffle, since in Shuffle it's not that great? Battlegrounds. It's very good in team fights, but other than that, it's super mediocre, okay? It's bad in bases, because it can't solo sit, it needs a healer. It's bad in flags, it can't really carry a flag, because it's kind of squishy, it doesn't have, you know, the greatest mobility. It does good damage, but it's mostly single targets, except if you play Mountain, which does good AoE damage, but it doesn't have that big of kill pressure. So, it's good in team fights, and, you know, holding a base with a healer. Other than that, it's pretty ass. So if you want to push high rating with Blitz, you should probably play some other class. If you want to play warrior, you should probably duo queue with a healer. And, you know, you won't have a huge impact on the games, unfortunately. Even if you're pumping damage, your top damage. I know because I did it in Season 1. And honestly, it was kind of miserable experience. So, I played a lot of Blitz in Season 1. So, 2v2, it's okay as well. Mediocre. Why? Because it's currently, you know, ranged meta in 2v2 as well. For example, a lot of hunters which counter you because they are paired with disc weavers. So you need to, you know, you can't focus both of them, and one is gonna pump. Same goes for mages, like unplayable against evokers. You're playing against like a warlock, you're going warlock, but then the priest is pumping you too. So the best would be, the best chances you have is against melees. Except Demon Hunter. He's super oppressive, does a lot of damage, and the blur is super annoying. So, you know, you can destroy DKs, you can destroy other warriors, you can win monk, rogue, paladins, shamans. But, you know, stuff like mages, evokers, hunters, you're gonna have problem with, especially at higher elo, like above 2.2k, when that will be most of the matches. Then, you know, warrior is good, let's say, until 2k. Then it gets bad. Now, 3v3, I tried many comps. I think the best one is with another melee. You know, best would be probably Paladin or DK. Casters kind of suck because you can't help them. You know, they're getting focused down, and you can't really help them like a Paladin can, for example. So in 3v3, in my opinion, it's best to play with another melee. And it's pretty good in 3v3, okay? So out of all the brackets, 3v3 and Shuffle will be the best, and then 2v2 and Blitz is kind of mediocre. Okay guys, forgot to mention which healer is the best for you. You know, in 2v2, Priest is your best bet probably. Rest Druid is pretty strong overall in 2v2. You know, Mystery kind of sucks. You know, everything else is pretty on the same level. Like Holy Paladin, Press Evoker, Resto Shaman, it's, you know, it's all okay. But probably the Priest is gonna be the best. Now for 3v3, Priest is gonna be super good too again. Shaman can work. Evoker, like a good Preservation Evoker will be great in 3v3 specifically. Holy Paladin can work too. Again, I wouldn't play with like a Mistweaver, not the greatest. Resto Druid, not the greatest in 3v3. Now let's go to some add-ons and macros, okay? Let's see what we have here. And this is just, you know, so my talents change when I change the talent. So if I change the Shattering Throw, this will change to Shattering Throw. I have 1, 2, 3 on my stuns. I have as well this interchangeable. My Recklessness and Spear. If I pick Spear, it will be, you know, Spear. If I pick Thunderous Roar, it will be Thunderous Roar. So, Blaze Storm or Ravager, same thing, you know. This is Intervene 1 to 3 for parties. I have Disarm 1 to 3. Recklessness, so these are the multiples, you know. Some are with Avatar. Like you can see, one Avatar is for Arms, one Avatar is for Fury. I have Charge, which cancels Blade Storm. I have Changing the Stance, Execute, with which cancels the Blade Storm, Rampage, which cancels the Blade Storm, Leap on Cursor, you know, so there's no, you know, it's quicker. I have Rallying Cry with Bitter Immunity into 1 ability and with Hellstone. Same for this. And other than that, this is for arms, I think. Everything else. Other than that, and with this with Hellstone, I guess, and all the defensives, you know. So that's for the macros, not much, but it is what it is. Addons, you know, most of them are not important. I'll show you what's super important in my opinion, and that would be S Arena or Gladius, super important, right? Weak Horrors is pretty good, you know, but you know many PvP players don't use them or don't like them, so, and it's a lot to go in there, so I'm not gonna go into that too much. But if you want to use them, you know, super important and good. This is nothing special. Omni Auras or big debuffs, super good. One of those two. Omni Bar and Omni CD, it's good. This one checks, shows your teammates' abilities, and Omni Bar is like enemy, what they use, like, you know, Lay on Hands is on cooldown. But honestly, I don't even look at it, so it's gonna get removed next season anyway. I mean, next expansion, so whatever. Gladiator Lossa, super good for guys who are kind of tunnel visioning, you know, if you're just, you know, so you can hear as well. If you're just focused on pumping damage, this helps you hear stuff as well. So this is good add-on actually. And other than that, you know, nothing important. Maybe Battleground enemies for Blitz. You know, these are all nothing, you know, game changing. Okay guys, Slayer, how strong it is compared, you know, to all the other classes. I think it's like 7.9, 7.5. It's pretty, it's above average, you know, but it's nothing special. It does good damage, but just the meta currently doesn't allow warrior to, you know, prosper. Same goes for Mountain Thane. It's good, but it's very situational. It's only good in cleave situations. In those situations, it's 7.5. In, you know, every other one, you don't pick it anyway, so it doesn't matter, right? So 7.5. Strength difficulty of the warrior, I think it's actually 5. It's not that easy, because everyone is playing ranged now. If this was a melee meta, I would like reduce to a 3 maybe, you know. But now it's 5. It's pretty tough and almost, you know, impossible to win triple ranged lobbies. So, you know, in those lobbies it can be even like a 9, because you can't do much. So it's very hard to win. So to get elite, it's probably gonna be like a 6 out of 10. Not because warrior is super hard, but just the meta is currently super hard for warrior. So, okay guys, hopefully you enjoyed my Fury Warrior PvP guide. I think I covered everything you need to know. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments, I'll reply. You know, if you enjoyed the video, drop the like, and I'll be posting some Fury Warrior gameplay footage in the next few days, which will, you know, cover shuffle, maybe some BGs, and will be some fun 2v2s, blindfolded, no gear, you know, something cool. So if you want to see that, drop the sub so you get the notification when I publish it. And I'm moving on to Arms Warrior, his next challenge to Elite, challenge 5. So hopefully you enjoyed this. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.